Well. Woo. Welcome in. It's so great to have artists coming through Studio C for our Summit members. Sometimes it's big name artists that we've played for 30 years, like Better Than Ezra, who were here yesterday. Sometimes it's local artists like Tim Easton, who will be here next week. And sometimes good old radio promo is the important thing to do when you've started a new band and you want to get your name out and you've got your brand new release. So we welcome Blame My Youth to Studio C. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm Sean, this is Will. We are with Blame My Youth, and we're just going to kick it off and get going here.
Yeah, let's do a first song. Which song do you want to play first?
We're going to start with our song Prize Fighter.
All right, this is Blame My Youth, live Studio C for the Summit FM.
The Zen version of Prize Fighter. All right, let's kick it, Willie. Blood on my shirt, permanent stain. Heartbroken days again, down in pain. Hold me out the dirt, put me in the ring, saying, hey boy, come and tie your heart to this chain. Yeah. Those lips never miss point blank. One kiss put money in the bank. All yours till they dig my grave. Until that day, I'll be your prize fighter. I ain't ever gonna tire. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Prize fighter, knock me down but I'm a riser. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Wish you in my corner, I'm an ordinary animal. Comeback story, underdog, knocking them out. Come pick me up off the floor, heal the cup, back for more. Ride or die, right up till the end. I'll be your prize fighter. I ain't ever gonna tire. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Prize fighter, knock me down but I'm a riser. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. I'll be your prize fighter. I ain't ever gonna tire. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Prize fighter, knock me down but I'm a riser. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Prize fighter, knock me down but I'm a riser. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. Prize fighter, knock me down but I'm a riser. Gonna face that fire all night. I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. 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 I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. 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 I'm gonna win cause I got you ringside. And we're off. And we are off.
Yes, very nice.
The
very
Zen
nice.
set.
New music here in Studio C. Blame My Youth is our special guest, set up as an acoustic duo in this case. So it's Sean Van Vliet, the mastermind of Blame My Youth. So give us a brief history of the band up to this point. And when you take it out live, it's what, a four-piece?
Four-piece, yeah.
Four-piece, okay.
Are we 4 pieces or 5 pieces? Depends on the night.
4.5.
Sometimes our merch guy gets up on with us.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the whole crowd does. We can have like a whole 20-set piece right there.
Right.
The drummer counts for 2.
So I'll tell you something about our drummer for the history.
Yes.
Our drummer is a boy. His name's Mike Robinson from Cuyahoga Falls.
Woo! Ohio connection.
And we met him. So we had a band called Empires, and we met him playing Musica in Akron. And he was the door guy, but he was also playing in a band called Baby Bear. And we're like, man, you're a lot better than our other drummer, who was gonna quit anyways.
Right.
So we just became friends, and then he joined the band. And we were a band, like, we were a ping pong ball between, like, New York and LA, like, back and forth. Never made it international, but in 2015, it was the end of days for Empires. And Mike and I, the Cuyahoga Falls boy, we moved to Los Angeles. I was from Chicago. I was living there. And we moved to Los Angeles because I got a gig. There's a song I wrote for my band, and the band just wasn't feeling the song, but we had a publisher. And the publisher's like, well, can we pitch this for a sync? And I'm like, what's a sync? And it's a synchronization where film and TV use your music. And she's like, there's a show called Empire, coincidentally. And she's like, I could hear Courtney Love singing this song. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And lo and behold, it became a song that Courtney Love sang, and it was the first time another artist cut one of my songs. So I'm like, man, I'm moving to Los Angeles. I'm going to do this. I'm going to join a band and quit a band every day. So we Mike and I moved together, and we are currently living 5 houses away from each other. We're just,
amazing.
Yeah, really, really close. And then right around pandemic, right before, there was a night I watched 2 movies. I watched Big Lebowski and Trainspotting. And I'm like, man, I got to start a band that kind of encompasses that, So the next day I woke up on the edge of a bed and wrote our first song, Fantastic, and that was the birth of Big Lebowski Rock. Right. And then we, I always wanted to go international with the band, so I'm like a little bit of Trainspotting hues in there, a little rough around the edges. So then Blame My Youth started. I was doing a lot of sessions for other artists, but then everything shut down, and I was finishing up one Zoom album with the band Fitz and the Tantrums.
Oh, sure.
Fitz was doing a solo album. So me, this guy Ryan Daly, producer, and Fitz would write every day. I was in my kitchen, and we wrote this whole album. And then after that, I'm like, what am I going to do? So we started the band, because I had some pandemic angst. Yeah. So everything was big and over the top. And then just this last year, we had 20 songs to cut to make our first album. And the producer and I were in the studio, and I walked in one day, and we had all these songs cut, drums. This is in Nashville. And I walk in there, and he's having a crazy day. Like, it's normally him and I we get along. We're just like, we get in there, and it's like riding a Bronco. We're happy. It's awesome. He was not happy. He was Zooming, and he just sticks his hand up, and I'm like, oh, man. So I get a guitar, and I run to another, like, little studio room, and I pick up the guitar, and I just start playing this, like... She keeps me wide awake, like this little thing. I'm like, that's cool. I don't know who that's for, but that's, I thought it was awesome. And I walked in, and he's just slouched over in his chair, and this is just totally not typical of him, because he's going through a lot of crazy stuff. And I'm like, I got to break the ice. So I start playing it, and he's scrolling on his phone. He looks up, he goes, that's very good. Keep playing it. And then he starts throwing out lyrics, which we have never done. Normally I write the songs in LA and bring it to Nashville and record them. But that was the song, The Break, which opened up a whole nother world for us. And the way I kind of thought about the beginning of the band as Big Lebowski Rock, I thought of this. He has a keg in the studio, so I'm like, I need a beer. We just finished the song. And there were wine glasses, so I'm like, I took the wine glass, took the keg, I poured beer into a wine glass. I'm like, that's the kind of music we're making. Beer in a wine glass.
Beer in a wine glass.
So that was like the birth of like The Break, and this next song we're about to play, Running, that came shortly right after that. So this whole, like, we used to just like kind of like that song Prize Fighter. You just saw the low key version, but it's a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
And this next we're settling into, I feel like we've been trying to do the whole time. So yeah, this next song, Running, and then our song, The Break.
I love it. Well, Blame My Youth is our guest in Studio C, and let's hear this special acoustic take on this one.
Okay, awesome. This song's called Running. All right, let's go. Another time, another place, it always ends up the same way. We're always starting something. Put my back against the wall. If I gave in, not just my fault. And then find out what love is. I can't commit, you're trying to fit on that life type of hard to resist, but this devil got a grip, so I only let you down, 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 down. Oh, you want me to yourself, but I can't share this wounded heart, yeah, so I stay running, running on. Well, I've been through some hell. You don't want this wounded heart, yes, so I stay running, running on. In this room, I'm all yours. I leave my baggage on the floor, but that's just always waiting. My heart's a mess, I'd never catch feelings. You're still the best, heal me when I'm bleeding. Devil got a grip, so I only let you down, 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 down. Whoa, you want me to yourself, but I can't share this wounded heart, yes, so I stay running, running. Oh, well, I've been through some hell. You don't want this wounded heart, yes, so I stay running, running. Feel my heart beating, hard to keep breathing, making me believe I could trade love for leaving. Running out of reasons, keep miles between us. Oh, I can't commit, you're trying to fit on that life type us. Hard to resist, but this devil got a grip, so I only let you down, 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 down. Whoa, you want me to yourself, but I can't share this wounded heart, yes, so I stay running, running up. Well, I've been through some hell. No, you don't want this wounded heart, yes, so I stay running, running. Feel my heart beating, hard to keep breathing, making me believe I could trade love for leaving. Running out of reasons, keep miles between us. Oh, I think that was the end. Did I miss a part?
We are live. It's another Wayside Furniture and Blind & Son Studio C session for Summit members. Blame My Youth, acoustic here in studio with Sean Van Vliet and Will as a duo here today. And it's just great to have you guys here and get to know a little bit more about your music and the process. You have a couple singles and EPs so far. Are you working towards the full LP experience?
Full Beer in a Wine Glass LP. It's coming.
Yes.
We've got a ton of songs. We actually put out our most recent single called Tokyo Rose. Same producer and I were in the studio one day, and he was scrolling and he found this amazing wormhole of samurai rock and roll. So there's a place in Tokyo called the Top Beat Club, and it was awesome. He shows me. He starts laughing. He's like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." And he shows me, and it's this dude playing at the Top Beat Club. This sort of like Chuck Berry sort of rock and roll, and everyone's looking like Greaser, but he's eating a bowl of ramen, and he's passing it around on stage, and it was like performance art, and he's screaming like while he's eating this. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. And we discovered this guy, his name is Johnny Diago, and his band is Johnny Pandora. You might have seen him. He's like straight committed to the 1960s Little Richard, Greaser kind of look, and they dance in this park outside of Tokyo. And we're watching this guy. We're like, this is the coolest guy we've ever seen in our lives. And I'm like, and I pick it up and I start doing this sort of swing style guitar. Like, lo and behold, a song was coming that is totally not like anything we've ever done. And I start singing Tokyo Rose and start mentioning the Top Beat Club. Yeah. And that song just kind of presented itself. And at the same time, the producer's like, dude, you got to go to Tokyo. And you got to film the music video in Tokyo. And this guy's got to be in it. I'm like, sure, that'll be easy. And then we write the song, we write the treatment all in one day. And then 3 months later, I'm in Tokyo with our boy Dave over here. We call him Dave My Youth.
Dave My Youth.
He's the fifth Beatle, the fifth Blame My Youther. And we went to Tokyo, and Johnny was in the video, and the song came out.
So cool.
It was awesome, man. It feels like I got off a plane in LA 2024 and landed in Tokyo in 1961.
It's so great.
It was awesome.
Well, your musical adventures have taken you to a lot of places. And talk a little bit about Empires and how you knew that project was ending, and then what kind of inspired you to kind of start fresh again.
So what's crazy is that what I realized the project was ending as we were having our best moment. It's pretty wild. So we had been a band since 2006. And this was 2014. We were unsigned forever, and we finally signed to Island Records.
Yep. And
we did a full-length album with a producer named John Congleton, who's dear to my heart. He's done the St. Vincent stuff, the Black Angels. He won a Grammy for the St. Vincent records. It was incredible. We went to Dallas and made a record with him. And then that record was coming out, and we got booked to play the Letterman show. So this is like what we've been working towards forever. But somewhere around that ride to the Letterman show, I don't know what it was. I just felt like I felt like I was done. That song I was telling you about was getting cut by Courtney Love, and I'm like, I feel like I want to be a songwriter. And if I have to move to Nashville or LA, that's what I want to do. So it just kind of happened. And Mike, the Akron boy, he was feeling the same way. So we were both like, you want to move to LA? And we're like, yeah, let's be crazy. Let's do it. So we did. And it was just one of those gut feelings. We went on and played the Letterman show, and it was one of the greatest days of my musical life. But it was after that, even though it was great, it was weird. It was just over. You have that gut kind of feeling.
Sometimes you have to listen to your intuition on stuff like that, right? Are you better off today doing Blame My Youth?
Yes, my God, I can't believe I didn't realize. So I thought I didn't like being in a band. I thought I didn't like playing on stage, and I think it was just the circumstance. When we restarted with Mike, and our bass player Julio also came with us. He was living out in L.A. And we restarted, and we got this crew of people around us that felt awesome to be around all the time. I was like, man, I love being in a band. And we have no fun on the road at all.
Right.
We've never seen 3 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week.
We didn't go to the casino last night.
Jack's Casino, by the way, you owe me $300.
It happens. We understand.
Wheel of Fortune's my game. I always win. I did not win at Jack's. But yeah, when you know, you know.
You just know.
When you win, you win. When you lose, you lose.
So, and I wanted to ask, too, so this is a radio promo tour that you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You don't actually have a concert in the area. You're just out and about doing Midwest radio, old school.
That's right. We actually had a tour with this band Kid Capici out of the UK, and the tour went away last minute. And our songs started going at radio at the same time. We're like, hey, we want to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, commendable from the radio station perspective because, people get excited about these flashy new things and digital this and that and the different ways to consume music. And that's great. That technology is wonderful. But we like to think that the unique stations like the Summit FM, we are curating and introducing music to a music-loving audience who showed up here today.
Yeah,
yes,
amazing.
How about a hand for our audience?
Honestly, amazing to all you on Thursday afternoon to come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
Us. You don't know us yet, but yeah.
Oh, but they will. They will. But no, it's great. It's exciting to think does the radio still move the needle for the artists? From your perspective, is that still important?
For sure. Our first song we put out, we were doing Big Lebowski Rock. This is before we made this big transformation. And they took a song, Fantastic, to rock radio, and it didn't go that high. It went to 30 or something. But the first show we played in one of those markets, there was 500 people that showed up singing every word. We're like, wow.
Yep.
So that, I straight up had Beatlemania, because that has never happened to me before.
Yeah. Or in the what's that movie about the Oneaters, the Wonders movie?
Yes. Doing that thing you do.
That thing you do.
The
right.
song actually going up the charts.
Yes.
We're having that moment right now.
Have you had that with The Break? Have you had that moment where you've heard it on one of the radio stations you're visiting?
Yes. Living in Los Angeles, I finally caught it on one of their stations there. I was just in my car. I turned it on, and it was right there. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm, like,
especially
calling
when you
everybody
don't
up,
know
like,
it's coming. Like
Yeah.
that must be.
Yeah.
There's something magic in the airwaves. You know, it's pretty great.
The song sounds even better. It sounds so much better. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but
Yep.
it's a crazy moment. It's surreal.
Well, Blame My Youth is.
I sang along.
That's like karaoke to your own song. That's pretty sweet. Blame My Youth in Studio C for Summit members. And how about another one here? Are you going to do that one, The Break, the single?
Yeah, you know what? We can do break and then we'll close with a cover.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
A little switch up, but hey, we're talking about The Break right now. Okay, so yeah, this song's called The Break. It came out recently, and we appreciate the Summit and all the support. Like, you guys are awesome. Yeah, here we go. I think I know how to do this. Okay. She keeps me wide awake. Every night I fight to break. Can't get no sleep when my heart's just waiting for the break. She keeps me wide awake. The silence don't lie to me. In between these sheets, this heart's just waiting for the break. I could smell the smoke, but I can't see fire. Better angels than me are even better white lies. I thought the bumps in the road were a part of the ride. I see my side of the story through rose-colored eyes. She says him and I are nothing more, just friends. I've been wrong about that before. She keeps me wide awake. Every night I fight to break. Can't get no sleep when my heart's just waiting for the break. She keeps me wide awake. The silence don't lie to me. In between these sheets, this heart's just waiting for the break. I'm too tired to protect my feelings from fate. It's like I'm staring down the light of a runaway train. The anxiety will fade with the closed eye kiss. Sometimes it ain't what it ain't when it is what it is. She said she's not walking out that door. I admit I've been wrong about that before. She keeps me wide awake. Every night I fight to break. Can't get no sleep when my heart's just waiting for the break. She keeps me wide awake. The silence don't lie to me. In between these sheets, this heart's just waiting for the break. She needs me somewhere between this hell and paradise. She needs me somewhere between this hell and paradise. She keeps me wide awake. Every night I fight to break. Can't get no sleep when my heart's just waiting for the break. She keeps me wide awake. The silence don't lie to me. In between these sheets, this heart's just waiting for the break. Whoa. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
It is Blame My Youth, live acoustic for Studio C for a room full of our Summit members. These are the perks of being a member when you support this local public radio station. You get invited to come to Studio C sessions and interviews. And also, will you do photos? Will you do selfies and meet everybody?
Will you do that with us? Because we're down. Come on.
You seem to be pretty
Come on up here.
outgoing.
Group photo?
Group photo. Well, we'll do that at the end. I did want to ask, though, what about Right Where You Belong? That ended up in the end of the Bill and Ted Face the Music movie?
Yes, that was like as we were like right around when I wrote Fantastic. I was out in Los Angeles doing a lot of music for film and TV. And we just finished the song Fantastic. And it was like sent around, and there was a supervisor who heard it. He's like, "Oh man, we need to get this guy singing the end credits for Bill and Ted." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you do an Andrew WK kind of style thing?" I'm like, "Yes, I can, I very much can." So I wrote like 6 or 7 like ideas and sent them to him. He's like, "Man, these are great, but the producer kind of wants you to go Mumford and Sons." I'm like, "Okay." Little different, but I once saw them perform live, and that blew my mind, so I tapped into that inspiration and wrote the song with my friend Greg. It's called Right Where You Belong. We sent it to them, and they're like, you guys got it. So we got to be in the end credits with like Mastodon and Lamb of God. We were definitely the lightest band on that, but it was really cool. Like there's a montage scene at the end, and it's our song, and it fits so well, and that started the band, like, and then we put out Fantastic, the first song that was like not written for film and TV, but written for the band. But that song that started, and I was such a fan of that franchise. That was a dream come true.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, you must have grown up seeing Bill and Ted and The Bogus Journey, the second one,
like 20, 30 times. I mean, I feel like MTV would play those as movies.
Yes. Before they started doing all original short form shows, they would play rock and roll movies. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And now you have the end credit.
Like, bring back Airheads. We'll do Airheads too.
We should do a Summit version of Airheads at the radio station.
Let's go.
That's so perfect.
That has to be an important movie for you.
Oh, totally. I think Blame My Youth is the band that takes over the radio station.
Yes. We should do that today.
Yeah, we totally should. That's amazing.
In a fight, Lemmy or God.
Your location is a little tough for that.
Yeah, exactly. At the school, it might be some security.
Yeah.
But hey, so talk just a little bit more then about like the music supervisors and like writing, because you do some other songwriting in addition to this project, like you said, and like is that where being in LA kind of helps?
Oh yeah, like the rooms there, it's like it's either there or Nashville. If you're just a songwriter by trade, Nashville is actually becoming the place right now because country music is like pop. It's bigger than ever. Yeah. But Los Angeles is like, that's the most international kind of writing. You could write literally anything there. And when I first moved to town, I had the one sync placement, and I didn't know I was going to write music for film and TV because I didn't know anything about it. But the first session I had was with this guy, Josh, who was starting this project called Nudes. And I get to the session, and he's like, the sun was coming in through this small little apartment, and he's like, hey man, nice to meet you. He had these crazy glasses on and pink green hair. He's like, dude, nice to see you. I'm working on this track right now. I know we're just getting going, but can you hold on to this wireless mic and maybe pick one of these crystals out and put on these glasses and maybe this kimono and go and just freestyle to my beat. I'm like, all right, sure. And the first thing that comes out of my mouth is ooh la la la, ooh la la la. And that song ended up becoming like, I mean, this was 2017, but we just got like a Google commercial the other day. Like it's been on like Apple, and so many different like companies loved that song. So that started that project. And then, so for the first 4 or 5 years, I was just writing with Nudes, Josh.
Yeah.
And we had so many placements, and we didn't know how lucky we were. I mean, we did know how lucky we were because we both come from, I moved out, I was majorly in debt and had no money. And because I was in a band for 10 years,
right,
and I was bartending my way through it, and then suddenly a year in, we're making a living. We're like, it was pretty gnarly to see that happen. And then we did one session in 2018 with the artist Oliver Tree.
Oh yeah,
he came in and we wrote a song, and that was the first time writing. Like, he wanted to hang out. He loved the nude stuff because it's chaotic. And he wanted to write a song for him. So we wrote a song for him that he ended up putting out, and that was my foray into writing with alternative artists. And now it's pop artists, and like by day it's just writing with a lot of different artists, and I'm not doing as much film and TV stuff, but I just love writing. I'll write anything. If you want a jingle, let me just get creative.
It's so interesting, but it must make it easier to be a full-time professional musician, right?
Majorly.
Yeah.
Majorly easier. I did the other thing for 10 years, sleeping on floor. Hey, I'll do it again, because it's all part of the game. You never know what's coming next.
Yeah.
But to be able to just survive and by writing songs, and it's every day is like, I have this motto. I always say congratulations. Because at my lowest point, right before I linked up with Right after I linked up with Josh from Nudes, I was super broke. I started doing these sessions that were late night 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. sessions and smoking like a pack of cigarettes. Right, I'm like, this is all, I don't think I'm meant for this. And so I had this like bout of depression, which I never dealt with before, but it was a 3-day in bed, like couldn't get out. And I was like, it's just all, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm 33. I've already done this. I have no backup plan. I was working at UPS before this. I'm like, I can go back to that. But this is a true story. So I woke up finally, all grizzly, just like this, same as this. And I looked in the mirror, and I saw that movie with Paul Rudd where he's like slapping the bass. I Love You, Man. Do you guys know that movie? So I saw that movie, and I remember that scene where he's in the mirror going, slapping the bass. And for some reason, I'm like, congratulations, dude. Congratulations. And I like had this moment of wild, just being like truthful. Like I started congratulating myself in the mirror. And so I didn't have any money to even Uber or anything, and I'd had no car, so I walked the mile to his place, and I opened up the door, and I saw Josh. I'm like, congratulations. He's like, yeah, congratulations, dude. Give him a hug, and we start writing the song. And while we're writing the song, we got our first sync email. Like it was like, so we just made that a motto for years. We got to travel the world, and everyone we met was like, congratulations. So I still to this day do it when I'm on my runs in the morning. I run around. I just like a complete lunatic. Congratulations. I high five the trees sometimes. I don't know. Congratulations. This is just, I don't know. Something happened. Something got knocked loose in the right way, I guess.
I love it, though. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that story. And it's kind of interesting, first you kind of just went with the wind, to make it happen and do what you wanted to do. But that's not easy, especially in music and entertainment world.
No, it's not. You got to be crazy or stupid, or a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Right.
Crazy, passionate, not just, But yeah, there is nothing else. I know of nothing else. And I've fallen so in love with it. I just want to find new ways to be in the music creation business.
Well, it's just a great honor to have you guys here today. Blame My Youth with Sean Van Vliet, our guest, and Will on guitar. And
Will of Fortune. Will of Fortune is his new name.
Will of Fortune. Yep. Perfect. And you said something about a cover tune. You want to try this?
Yeah, we do. So we just the other day we're both massive Smashing Pumpkins fans, and we were in Chicago and we're just like goofing around, like let's cover Muzzle, but like we just we did it a couple times, and we got in here. It's like you guys have 4 songs, right? And like acoustically, we're like, well, if Muzzle's in the equation, we do. I got some lyrics to help out just in case I need them. Because I've known this song. I don't know if you guys know Muzzle by the Smashing Pumpkins, Off Melancholy and then Infinite Sadness. But I love this song, and it means a lot to me. So I'm going to try to read this small writing. Billy, if you're listening to this, there might be a couple lyrics wrong, but I fear that I am ordinary, just like everyone. To lie here and die among the sorrows, adrift among the dead. For everything I ever said and everything I ever done is gone. And dead as all things must surely have to end, and great loves will one day have to part. I know that I am meant for this world. My life has been extraordinary, blessed and cursed and won. Time heals, but I'm forever broken by and by the way. Have you ever heard the words I'm singing in these songs? It's for the girl I've loved all along. And can a taste of love be so wrong? As all things must surely have to end, and great loves will one day have to part. I know as I was floating far above the clouds. Some children laughed, I fought for certain, thinking that I'd live forever. But I knew exactly where I was, and I knew the meaning of it all. And I knew the distance to the sun, and I knew the echo that is love. And I knew the secrets to your spires, and I knew the emptiness of you, and I knew the solitude of heart, and I knew the murmurs of the soul. And the world is drawn into your head, and the world is etched upon your heart, and the world, so hard to understand, is a world you can't live without. And I knew the islands of the world, and I knew the silence 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 of the world. Shout out Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, how about that? Smashing Pumpkins cover
Thank you, guys.
of Muzzle. That's Blame My Youth, live in Studio C. We've got an audience of Summit members here. So, Sean, growing up in Chicago, you must have been a pretty big Smashing Pumpkins fan then.
A massive, but you know who
Yeah.
else I was a fan of at that time was Nine Inch Nails.
Aha, from Ohio.
Cleveland claims Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And the Breeders and Devo, and come on, man.
Yeah, so
What's
much
going on?
Ohio music.
The Pretenders?
Pretenders. Chrissy Hind is Akron raised.
What's
and so
going
forth.
on in the water here?
Yeah. And the Black Keys, of course, too.
Dude,
And-
they played at Musico when when our good boy Mike Robinson was working there. He's worked their shows like coming up.
What do you think it is about cities like this, and Chicago, and I grew up in Minneapolis, another great music city. What do you think it is that inspires the artistic soul?
Well, for Chicago, it's definitely the 5 months you can't go and see anybody because it's so cold.
The cold weather.
I don't know how cold it gets here, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's also like hardworking areas.
Yeah.
Like, produce like hardworking people who produce really like awesome music because you work hard at it.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are gifted and they're born into this world and they're able to just write from the very beginning.
Yep.
I'm not one of those people, and I feel like a lot of those bands just work really hard. It's like just hard-working towns. I think
you're right. Well,
I was kind of telling this story earlier, but the job I had right before we got our first tour, I was working at UPS. And I love that job. It was around the holiday season, I remember. It's just not for the faint of heart because I was on the sort. And I remember one of my fondest memories, and this is the suburbs of Chicago, is that every time when our shift was about to start, there was a guy, I think his name was James, and he was just the goofy kid he was loading the truck, and I'd be unloading the boxes for him. And he would start every time the bell and the conveyor the conveyor belt started moving, he'd just go the Johnny Cash jingle, which that was my introduction to Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
and like I really didn't know. I mean, maybe Walk the Line was out, but so I didn't know the song. But to myself, I would be like making up lyrics to like Johnny Cash's song as this kid was just like and like I would just start making up lyrics, and that kind of is what started that thing. But like I was working hard when I was trying to work hard on lyrics. It was like that's just my story. But I don't know. Everyone's got their own thing. But
I love it. Yeah. Well, congrats on the success so far, and I think we're going to be seeing more and hearing more success out of Blame My Youth in the next year here. So.
I hope so. It's going really good for us, and I just want to give a shout out to Pam and John Robinson if they're listening. That's Mike's mom and dad.
Perfect. And Cuyahoga Falls.
And also, you guys have Diamond Delicatessen. How do you say it? How do you say it?
Delicatessen.
Delicatessen.
Yeah.
Diamond.
The
man.
Diamond Deli.
We just ate there. The turkey Reuben. Guys, that place is phenomenal.
Oh, man. That's
They work hard at their sandwiches.
That's right. See, there's a hard-working ethos in Akron, Ohio. You've experienced it.
Yeah.
So, well, very good. Welcome again. And how about another hand for Blame My Youth?
And for you guys, thanks so much for spending time with us. Really appreciate this. Thank you.